my channel, and welcome if you're new here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can make very simple and easy vegan katsu curry. This curry has got a lot of flavors and a lot of aroma, and it does taste delicious. Mind you guys, it does really taste delicious, so you do make sure that you stay until the end of the video to see how it turned out to be.
So to prepare this, I have got everything ready beforehand to save ourselves some time. I am going to put the quantity of how much you need of everything in the description box down below, so do make sure you check that. And I'm not saying this in the order as it's coming in the video. So to start with, we are going to need some tofu substituted with paneer if you would eat dairy products. We would also going to need some chopped onion, chopped ginger, chopped garlic, chopped carrot, chopped tomato, chopped courgettes, chopped green onion to garnish, chopped green chilies, some sugar snap peas substituted with garden peas if you would like to, some vegetable stock. Here I'm using homemade vegetable stock. You can use the one from the market as well. We are also going to need some maple syrup, some soy sauce, rice vinegar, some cornflour, some breadcrumbs substituted with sesame seed if you don't want to use breadcrumbs. We are also going to need some curry powder, some turmeric powder, some garam masala, some salt, and some coconut milk and some oil. Here I'm using rapeseed oil. You can use sunflower or any other oil as well. We are going to prepare a curry sauce first, and for that we are going to take a pan, add oil into it, and then add onions into it. Give it a good mix and let it saute for a minute. Once the onions are sauteed, add carrots into it. Carrots are going to be sauteed for another half a minute or so along with onion. Once that is done, add courgettes into that and give it a good mix. Mix it properly so all the vegetables are nicely flavored together. Once that is done, we are now going to close the lid and let it saute for about 3 minutes or so. After that, we are going to take the lid off and then give it a good mix again. Check vegetables to be little tender, and once that is done, add garlic into it along with ginger, along with chili as well, and chopped potatoes in there. Then give it a good mix until it's mixed together with other vegetables, and cover it and leave it to saute for about 2 minutes. While it's sauteing, let me tell you one thing. This gravy is so versatile. I mean, you can add any vegetable into it. Especially if you have kids at home and they don't eat vegetables, just put any vegetable in there and put it in blender and they won't even come to know. We are now going to take the lid off and check our vegetables. It should not be soft but tender at this point. Once we are comfortable with that, we are going to add our spices into it. First, I'm going to add curry powder into the vegetables. Here I'm adding 2.5 teaspoons of curry powder. Then I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoon of turmeric powder. And after the turmeric powder, I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoon of garam masala in there as well. And then after all the spices, I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of salt in there. Don't add too much salt at this point because there will be salt in vegetable stock which is going into the vegetables after. And then I'm going to give it a good mix until all the spices are mixed with vegetables. Then I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of soy sauce and then 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. After rice vinegar, I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoon of maple syrup. Please use honey if you don't have maple syrup, or you can even use brown sugar or white sugar. In that case, just take about 1 tablespoon of sugar into your gravy, and then I'm going to give it a good mix again. As you can see, as soon as I've added all these ingredients, the aroma is beautiful and the color as well. Now I'm adding about 200 ml of vegetable stock. Again, I have made this vegetable stock at home. Do let me know in the comments down below if you would like me to do a recipe on how to make homemade vegetable stock. I can do that for you as well. And now I am only going to give it a good mix. Once it's done, then I'm going to cover the lid and then let it simmer for about 5 minutes. Make sure we are checking our vegetables in between couple of times, and nothing should be sticking at the bottom of the pan, and the heat should be medium low and not more than that. Now I'm going to take the lid off and check my vegetables whether they are soft and tender yet. I'm going to check it with carrots because that's the hardest vegetable in the curry at the moment. In my case, I have found out that the carrots are not soft enough to go in the blender yet, so I'm going to let it cook for another minute or so. Just cover the lid and let it cook for another minute or so. Once that is done, I'm simply going to take the lid off and give the gravy a little mix, and then turn the hob off and transfer the mix into a bowl to cool down, because it needs to go in the blender after, so it does need to cool down before it goes in the blender. While our gravy mix is getting cold, we are going to prepare our tofu. For that, we are going to take a pan and add about 2.5 tablespoons of oil in it. While the oil is getting a little bit hot, it shouldn't be hot actually, it should be a little bit warm. We are going to prepare tofu. For that, we are going to take our tofu slice and then put it in our cornflour and water mix. Now the cornflour and water mix should not be too thin. The consistency should be enough to hold the tofu. It should stick nicely to the tofu so that the breadcrumbs after can stick to tofu as well. So once we have that, we are going to put our tofu in the cornflour mix and give it and cover it into the mix properly, and then after we are going to transfer it into the breadcrumbs nicely so that it covered nicely. Breadcrumbs are important, otherwise you can use sesame seed as well. It gives a good crunchy taste to the tofu. So once that is done, we are going to put that in the pan and going to repeat the same process for the rest of the tofu slices as well. Once all the tofu slices are in the pan, we are going to shallow fry it nicely until they are golden brown in color. Make sure we are flipping it every now and then to make sure that it's getting cooked from all the sides evenly. Once it's a little bit cooked from one side, I am going to flip it over and let it cook from the other side as well. While I was doing that, I realized that the pan is only taking heat in the center of the pan. So basically, after flipping all the tofus, I just move them together into the middle of the pan so that they can be cooked evenly and nicely. Once they are cooked properly and crispy, I'm simply going to transfer it into the plate. No need to put kitchen towel in the plate at this point because we don't want tofus to be getting too dry actually. Once that is done, I am simply going to take my gravy mix into the blender and blend it into a smooth paste. The paste is a bit thick at the moment, so I'm going to show you what you need to do next. To make it into a runny sauce, we are going to take a pan and put 1 cup of water. Now here I have taken water because I'm making this for some guests coming over tonight and they are allergic to coconut. But at this point, you are going to take 1 cup of coconut milk if you are not allergic to it. That tastes really good with this gravy. So we take that, and then once it's getting a little bit hot, that's when we are going to add our curry paste in there. So we'll just wait for the water to be getting a little bit bubbly to be able to add our curry sauce in the mixture. Now the water is bubbling, so now I'm going to add my curry paste in the water to make it into a nice and creamy runny sauce there. Now we are going to give it a good mix with water, or if you're using coconut milk, then with that, until it's mixed properly. Make sure we need to let the curry cook for a little while, not too much because it's already cooked, but because we are using water, then that's why we need to let it cook for a little while. So once our curry starts bubbling, we are going to add our sugar snap peas in there and then let it cook for a little while again. Make sure, guys, you don't let it cook for too long. We don't want the peas to be going soft. We want them to be crunchy in the gravy. Once it's cooked for about 30 seconds, we are going to turn the hob off and put the lid on and let the gravy simmer for about 30 to 40 seconds. Here we go, guys. We're all ready to serve our vegan katsu curry. I am serving it with rice. Here I'm using basmati cooked rice to serve it. I am simply going to put our tofus on top of it. I'm using 3 pieces of tofu slices here, and then after I'm going to put some salad on the side as well. This salad is being soaked in the vinegar overnight. That's why it's looking a little bit soggy, although it's fresh salad, guys. So that is a salad I'm putting on the side in the plate. Then after I've finished putting salad in the plate, I am going to put some radishes on the plate as well. You can just add as many as you want in there. Once that is done, I'm going to put some ribboned carrots in there as well, and after that I am simply going to put some ribboned cucumber in there as well. So guys, if you have liked the recipe so far, please do consider subscribing my channel. Do like my recipe and consider pressing that bell icon as well, so that you can be notified of my upcoming videos in the future. I do upload videos every Friday, so please do consider subscribing for more easy and delicious recipes in the future. So there we go, our curry sauce is ready to be served on the plate. I'm going to put half of the curry sauce on the tofu and then half of it will go on the rice. You use the quantity as much as you would like to be served with your rice, as you want to be served. So it could be less or more according to however you want it to be served. So there we go, guys. There's gravy going on the top of the rice and tofu. That looks so beautiful already. Once that is done, I am going to garnish it with some spring onion. There we go, spring onion is going on there, spring onion, and then some coriander. Coriander is going to give it a little bit of that nice flavor and color on the gravy. So there we go, guys, that's all done, plated and ready to be served.
Here we go, guys. This was vegan katsu curry. Very easy to make, very easy to prepare, and is full of nutrition and protein. Just one bit of tip: if you are fat conscious and you don't want to shallow fry the tofus, you can by all means grill them, and that will give exactly similar taste of what it is now. And also, in my previous videos, I have been asked why I don't taste after I finish preparing my food. So this one is for you guys. So I'm going to try this, and let's see how it's turned out to be. So let's have some curry, some tofu in there. Maybe I will add some rice. That's absolutely delicious. I'm not exaggerating. That is really, really beautiful. Once you start eating this, you cannot stop, but I will have to. So try this at home. Let me know in the comments down below, how did it turn out to be? If you have any suggestions for me, let me know that as well. And until then, eat healthy. I'm getting a bit carried away with this thing, you know. It's really delicious, to be honest. So until then, eat healthy, stay healthy, and take care.